なのです。
なら仕方ない。長い時間をかけてエルフのプライドをじっくりひっぺがしてやった。
So I am telling you, remember that the lady on the plane? I am telling you, you're not real. Okay, I'm telling you guys right now, RE Monster just effed my whole game up when it comes to names. I'm gonna do my very best, but I need understanding from one person to another that, hey, I might jack up every effing goddamn name in this anime. It's impossible to get perfect. And hey, if your brain works like that to where you got it, hey, more power to you. That couldn't be me. That couldn't be me. Ask me what my daughter's teacher or my son's teacher's name is. I don't freaking remember. I don't remember. I don't talk to him every day. I don't see him. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not gonna remember some anime person's name. You know what I mean? So I'm putting the energy out there right now that if you get upset because like I mispronounced or I forgot the name, or instead of saying you know, Gabaru, I just said, you know, big horn guy, like, hey, you know, it's just I'm just not for you. Cause you know, I'm putting the energy out that after they all evolved, I don't know who the hell who is, you know, anymore. Like, I'm gonna do my best, but just give me that little bit of, you know, give me that little bit of energy of just understanding that, like, I mean, some, you know, I know 𝐜𝐴𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥, right? 𝐜𝐴𝐚𝐧𝐽𝐽 is now 𝐜𝐴𝐚𝐧𝐽𝐽, something like that. Like, I think, you know what I mean? Even that, I'm not sure, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna do my best, you know, but just meet me in the middle. So this episode of RE Monster, fantastic. I love, I think his name's still Gabiru. I don't know. I love Gabiru's dealings with the elves. I think this episode was so important from a variety of facets. Not only at the end of the episode did it establish that they are a militia, that they are a group of mercenaries for hire. They're calling themselves Parabellum now. I think it's what they're calling themselves. Pandemonium, Parabellum, one of the two. I know one of them is right. Essentially, they're basically this mercenary group in the forest for hire. And they're now being, quote unquote, based on the relationship that Gabiru established with the elf chieftain, even though Gabiru totally jacked up their executive force or whatever they're calling, even though that he has a bunch of elf girls in his place, even though he let the elf guardians of the princess die, he was still able to establish good relations with the chieftain. So much so that they came and they sucked him out of they sucked him out to take on another job. And part of the job is to complete, like I said, this militia mercenary work for the elves. So I think that was really, really cool that not only did it establish that they got their first job, but then he was able to also establish the fact that now they have this militia for hire, and he was able to get his people rallied up and really excited to be part of this mercenary group that they were able to see, which I really, really enjoy and I really, really like as well. So I think all of that was really, really cool, and I think it's really dope, and I really love to see that. The fact that most anime seem to kind of lead us into this ecchi being priority. And I think most isekai anime tend to fall into this trope of they want to showcase a lot of their female characters. And in relation to RE Monster, that's the same thing here, right? They showed the short hair goblin girl in bed with Gabiru, and she evolved into like a you know, like 10 out of 10 fire show. Like she's like, you know, and now she's dressing all eloquently, little glasses on and everything. Like they're doing a really good job of showcasing them. But what separates RE Monster from those other shows is typically the main character, the MC, is like has, you know, the powers of all virgins in Japan in one. But the cool thing about this show is the fact that they showcase their girls, because that's what they want to do. They showcase their girls, or in some cases the guys, you know, they showed Gabiru, you know, hanging out, and you know, there's a little bit of fun for everyone. But what this show does, as opposed to those other shows, is it quickly shows him like, hey, I'm gonna take the elves into this cave, and I'm going to lay the smackdown to get them back in line. And it shows him doing that, but it only spends 10 seconds, right? It shows a quick scene of everyone like, and you hear the girls going, ah, and you know what's happening. That is how you do it in anime. And I'm so proud that this show is able to do that, because that's what we need in almost all the other animes. Don't make the MC this big old puss bag. Make him a human being who has human instincts and human desires, and just, you know, show us a real quick thing of you know, papa, ah, you know, 5 seconds in and out. We don't need we don't need it to be animated, you know, and everything. Like, we don't need the whole, you know, MA super R rating. We don't need we don't need hentai. We just need a quick, like, hey, the MC's not a big puss bag, it's happening, you know, and then we move on to the next normal scene. And maybe sometimes those scenes take us into the flow of the after days. You know, maybe it shows them in bed like it did with, you know, 𝐒𝐴𝐵𝐵 or 𝐒𝐴𝐵𝐵. I don't even know what her name is now. But it showed us the girl evolving. It showed her very skimpily, right? Or it showed him with... Who's the other girl? The redhead girl. You know, it showed him after there, or it showed him like on the day after the elves now being in line. They were working, you know, really hard. Or 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 and the Earth Girl now, you know, it showed him all fired up, and it showed her like, yeah, I did that. That's all you need when it comes to nailing ecchi. And this show is doing it very, very well. And I'm very proud to see that. To kind of recap and go over everything else that occurred this episode, it's a lot of evolutions, a lot of hobgoblins now in the village, which is really, really cool to see. A lot of other folks being utilized. The green hair girl, she invented some new, you know, potions and things using the undead folks. The red hair, you know, she's gotten closer to Gabiru. There's now the other girl, I think her name's like 𝐿𝐵𝐵𝐵 or something like that. She has the horde now, so lots of evolutions. The 2 cook humans, they evolved, and they're now main cooks or head cooks, so they're able to create things like potato chips and stuff, which is really cool. The brown hair girl, who's the blacksmith, I think she evolved and she was able to fix a lot of armor and a lot of these things. So the village is just really, really growing out. So I love that this episode showcased a lot of that, along with hunting and Gabiru establishing a lot of different areas and sections within the village. So much so that we got back to the end, taking it all the way back to the elves, hiring them to do certain work. And obviously we got to see the elf princess and stuff this episode too. So overall, chef's kiss. I thought this episode was fantastic. 9 out of 10. Very enjoyable from beginning to end. Lots of things happening and lots of movement and momentum going forward, including Grandpa Goblin's hordiness. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you guys on that thought there. Hooah, hooah, hooah. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.